Alright, in this video we want to go over the two different types of production possibilities curves that you'll see. And one is what they call a constant cost curve, constant cost PPC, and the other is an increasing cost curve, increasing cost PPC. Alright, so let's just set up a couple of different schedules for what we can produce. So let's say that a country can produce either water bottles or or how about staplers? And yes, I'm sitting at my desk and looking around, seeing what was there. And so let's say that this country can produce either, if they produce 0 water bottles, they can do 20 staplers. 1 water bottle, they can produce 16 staplers. 2 water bottles, 12. 3 and 8, bad lines. 4 and 4, and 5 and 0. All right, and over here, we're going to grow, so we got bananas, or peaches. All right, so you got a field down here, and you can grow either bananas or peaches in it. All right, and so let's say that if we grow 10 banana trees, we can grow 0 peach trees. Let's do 1, add a peach tree. Now we can do 9 bananas, 2 peach trees. We can do 7 bananas. 3, we can do 4, and 4 peaches, we can do 0. All right, and so this is the output that can be produced. So 10 pounds of bananas and 1 pound of peaches, whatever it is. So we want to look at what are the opportunity costs for each of these. And so you remember from one of the previous videos, in order to produce this one, going from 0 water bottles to 1, how many staplers did we have to give up? And so to get this one, we went from producing 20 down to 16, and so we had to give up 4 staplers. All right, to get this, so the 4 was the marginal opportunity cost of producing 1 stapler. How about to get the second stapler? What's the marginal opportunity cost there? And so we're going from 1 to 2, so now it's going from 16 to 12, and so we're giving up 4 staplers again. We're going from 2 to 3, we're going from 12 to 8, so that's 4 again. Going from 3 staplers to 4 staplers, again, what did this 4th stapler cost? So when we were doing 3, we were producing 8 staplers. Now that we're producing 4, we're only producing 4 staplers. And so obviously we gave up 4 there. And then to get this 5th one, we gave up 4 staplers again. And so what is happening to the opportunity cost as we increase the number of water bottles that we produce? And you would say that it is staying constant. Okay? And that's what they mean by a constant opportunity cost. And let's see what that looks like on a graph real quick. This is going to be kind of small, but so we'll put water bottles here, and staplers here, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and about 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. So 20, 12, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so let's just plot these points out real quick. Let's choose another color here. How about purple? So 0 and 20. Okay, I'm just pulling it from here. So if we produce 0 water bottles, we can do 20 staplers. So that goes there. If we produce 1 water bottle, we can produce 16 staplers. So 1 and 16. All right. Then 2 and 12. And 3 and 8, and 4, 4, and 5, and 0. And so what you see happening is that this, a constant opportunity cost industry, the curve is a straight line. All right, and so that's important to remember. So if you ever see a straight line constant cost curve, hang on just a second. If you ever see a straight line production possibilities curve, you know that it is a constant cost. So straight line. All right, how about with bananas? So if we want to produce 1 peach, how many bananas do we have to give up? Well, we have to give up 1. If we want to produce a second peach, how many bananas do we have to give up? We have to give up 2 because we're going from 9 down to 7. If we want to produce a third unit of peaches, how many bananas do we have to give up? Well, we're going from 7 to 4, and so we're giving up 3. If we want to produce this last one, we have to go from 4 to 0, so we're giving up 4. And so what do you see happening? What's happening to the cost, the opportunity cost, as we produce more peaches? It is increasing. So this is what they mean by an increasing cost production possibilities curve. As you produce more of one, you lose more and more of the other. All right, and so let me graph this out. Hang on just a second. Let's graph this out, and then I want to show you how that would work with a field. So here we've got that, and let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's 4, 2, 10, 6, 0 there, and so we got bananas down here, peaches over here. It doesn't matter which axis you put them on. So peaches, we got choose a different color here, 4 and 0. We've got 9 and hang on. Let me start over here. 0 and 10, and 1 and 9. So that would be there. 2 and 7, which is about there, and 3 and 4. 2, 4 is there, and then 4 and 0 is there. And so this, you can see, is a curve, a real curve. This is a concave, oh my lord, forgot the difference, but this is a curve, it bows out. All right, and so this is what, when you see this kind of curve, when you see a curve that is shaped like this, like all the ones that we've shown you before, this is what they call an increasing cost curve. All right, so let's look at why that is just real briefly. If we take, let's say that we had a field. All right, and so you're a farmer and you have a field, and let's break it up into fourths. And let's say that for every one of these, so this is, let's say that you can produce peaches, and so you can produce one thing of peaches here, one thing of peaches here, one of there, one of there. And so if we look back at this other, this schedule here, this is what it's going to look like, okay? And so what happens if, when we're growing bananas? And so let's say that on this part of land, remember, bananas have a certain, sort of I'm looking for, climates that they need. And so let's say that this part of the land, they can only grow one banana on, okay? And then the next piece of land, they can grow 2 things of bananas, all right? And then on the next one, they can grow 3, and on the next one, they can grow 4, because as we go this way, the land gets better. The climate gets better for them. Land, climate gets better for them. And so this would explain an increasing cost for the peaches and bananas. So let's say that we decide if we're producing 0 bananas, 0 peaches. Sorry, 0 peaches. So we got 0 peaches up here. Then we can add all these together, and we can see that we're going to get 10 bananas. All right. And so then we decide to say, you know what? Let's add a peach. All right. And so now we're going to take the worst growing banana land and plant it in peaches, because we know that we can grow one set of peaches, whatever it is, in this area, but we're only losing one thing of bananas because this soil is not very good. Okay, so then we decide to add another thing of peaches, and so now this whole thing is in peaches. So now we've got to take away 2 things of bananas because it was the climate in the land was a little bit better, so we could do 2 there. So now we're losing 3 things of peaches in order to produce 2 things of bananas. All right, and so what if we decide, you know what, we want to produce even more peaches? All right, so this can grow 1 thing of peaches here, but now the land's getting pretty decent, and we're having to give up 3 things of bananas on this piece of land. And so you can see, to get this 1 peach, we're only giving up a little bit of bananas. The second peach, the land's getting a little better, and so we're having to lose more. The third peach, it's a little bit more. And then finally we decide, you know what, let's just not grow any bananas. We're going to have to give up our best land that's growing bananas in order to get that one peach. And so as we increased the peaches that we grew, we took land that was worse, and then we went all the way until we took the best land for growing peaches, and that's why it's an increasing cost, because the resources that we use for one thing are often not interchangeable with another thing. All right, and so as you pull resources from one area, if we're producing more of one thing, we have to pull resources from somewhere else, and we're going to pull the weakest ones first from that other area because they might be good at producing, let's say we're doing planes and cars. If we got planes over here, we got cars over here, you might have some car makers, some people working in the car industry that aren't very good at cars, but they're great at planes, and so we're going to pull the weakest workers here, and so we're not going to lose much in cars, but we might gain a lot in planes. But as we pull more and more workers from the car industry, they're going to be by the time we get to the end, they're going to be the really good car producers, and so we're going to have to give up a lot of cars that they could have produced in order to get just another, small number of planes. So that's how that works. So this is what they mean by an increasing cost and a decreasing cost, and a constant cost industry, or production possibilities curve. There is a decreasing cost. It typically doesn't happen though, so we're not going to worry about that. So make sure you can draw these and recognize what they are. If I said draw an increasing cost, you would know to bow it out. All right, if I said constant cost, it's a straight line, and be able to state and give an example of what a constant cost means, where you get one, you give up 4, get one, give up 4. It could be a 1-to-1 ratio, it could be a 1-to-2, as long as it's constant. It could be 3 all the way down, whatever. And then what an increasing cost is. So as you gain more of one thing, you have to give up more and more of the other. All right, so that's it for this video, and until next time.